Railway Empire. Is it worth a buy, guys? Is it? Is it worth your money, your hard-earned cash? Let's read the words of the developer. Then I'll tell you what I think. In Railway Empire, you will create an elaborate and wide-ranging rail network. Purchase over 40 different trains modelled in extraordinary detail and buy or build railway stations, maintenance buildings, factories and tourist attractions to keep your travel network ahead of the competition. The first thing I want to say is that this game was made by Gaming Mind Studios. They've made 5 games, all on Steam, and every one of them has mixed rating. The big problem is, though, the last one they did, they kind of walked away from, and a lot of the fans said that it wasn't complete. And so there's a bit of a stink on the forums now because people are scared to buy this in case they don't finish this. Well, I can confirm the game is finished. I've been playing the press finished version of the game. It's all there. I've played it through. I've almost finished the campaign, and I've put 22 hours into this game, guys. 22 hours. I've played it to death in all scenarios, so I can say there is a full game here, so no need to worry about that. So what is the game? Is it good? Is it any good? Is it Railroad Tycoon? Well, it's the best looking railway sim out there. Now, it's not a railway sim like a train simulator. This is very much like Railroad Tycoon, where you have to link cities up and bring in trade to the cities. You build factories in the cities to complement the trade that's going on outside of the cities. Maybe it's cattle, maybe it's cotton, maybe it's wheat, corn, sugar, beet, whatever it is. You have to set up industry across America and make as much money as you can and beat off your competitors and take them over and take over their whole freaking business as well. And it's set in the USA, but unfortunately, guys, you can't play the entire US map all the way through the eras. The eras, it's 1830, I think, to 1930. You just can't do that. You play it in chunks, like the Midwest, the West, the North, the East. It's just chunks of America. And that's a shame. I would have loved to be able to play the entire map right across the whole of that 100-year era. It would have been awesome. And Bell for not being able to do that, because why the hell is it not in? What the fuck? Is it because this is on console? Is that what it... No, Mac. What you've got a campaign which has 5 missions in the campaign, which takes you right across from the east to the west of America, right through the eras in 5 specific campaigns, starting right back at the birth of the railways, leading up to building the bridge over the Mississippi, the mighty Mississippi, deep river, the Civil War, and then finishing up on the west coast. Then you've got 11 scenarios. Now the 11 scenarios are very much similar to what the campaign missions are like. What that means is you're given tasks to do, like maybe deliver 100 logs from one station to another. You'll be getting, you get a load of different objectives that you have to do to complete that scenario, and it's the same with the campaign. But the campaign's like a massive tutorial as well. The campaign is also like a history lesson given by somebody who doesn't know history, because half the cities that it talks about weren't even there at the time, which I found quite funny. You have a free mode. Now the free mode is basically what I like the best. The free mode is you can choose. You choose. See what you did there, guys? Anyway, I'll get back on track. The free mode is you select where you want to start, which area of the US you want to start in. You're given a city. You can choose how many competitors between 1 and 3 that you want to play against, how much money you want to start with, and also the difficulty levels. Now let's talk about the difficulty levels. On easy, well, it's normal. You've got normal, hard, and very hard, I think. On normal, I found it a breeze until about an hour and a half into the game. Then they started picking up and catching me up. So the AI isn't a slouch in this. And on harder levels, they get better and better. They expand faster and make a lot more money and try and buy you out, because you can buy shares in each other's railroad and ultimately take over them. So that's the kind of thing that you have to watch out for in the game. To make your money, you obviously have to expand your empire, and you do that by supply and demand. Essentially, if you've got a city that's small, and most cities are small at the beginning of your game, you have to build that city up by getting the population there, by linking it to other cities by rail, bringing in stocks from around the city. So you might have cornfields, you might have cattle, you might have sugar beet,
you could have iron, you could have coal. There's loads of different commodities that you can bring into a city, but you only need to bring into the city the commodities that that city is going to use. It's pointless taking coal into a city that makes clothes, because there's just no need. So you have to watch what the industry is and then supply it with your railroads. You can also buy pretty much everything on the map. So you can buy, say, a cattle ranch that might be going cheap because it's not connected by rail, it's still using stagecoaches, and then run a railway to it, and then its price will go up and you'll start making a profit. You can also buy industry to put into cities and attractions to bring more people there. There's loads. It's very, very deep, this game. It's very, very deep, guys. I love how deep this game is, that allows you to totally let rip across the map that you're given financially. There's nothing you can't do with money in this game. You have to buy all your track, you have to buy all your trains, you can buy each other out, you can buy industry, you can buy shares in other people's companies, and all of that stuff, and it all makes for a really fun experience. Now, actually playing the game, the UI, it's easily the best UI I've ever seen in this type of game. The track laying is just awesome. I mean, I've played Majinski, which isn't out yet, I think. I might be out in early access. I've played that. I was going to review that about 3 months ago, but it was just too clunky, so I thought I'd give it a bit of a wait. It does look promising, mind, but this is slick. This is absolutely slick. Laying the track is just incredibly easy. It's kind of like the developers have really thought long and hard about making your time in this game as enjoyable as it can be. There's no clunkiness at all. I don't know how it's going to play with a controller on the Xbox, but hey, I don't care. I don't use the controller. It does have full controller support on PC as well. Why would you though? I mean, why would you? But with a mouse and keyboard, it is such a joy to play this game. You can just do anything. I mean, whatever you're thinking in your head, yeah, you can do that. You want to take a little section of track out? Yeah, you can. You want to reroute a section of track? Just click on the track, click where you want it to go. It'll follow the little green marker around, and you can connect the whole thing up without spending a penny. Move it around to get the best price, whether you might have to tunnel through a mountain or go around it. And then once you're happy with where it's going to be and how much it's going to cost, you then click the buy, and then it automatically buys that track for you. It is just so well done. Same with the trains. You have this research tech tree, and as time goes on, you're just given points. You're given tech points to spend, and you spend them on all kinds of stuff for your railway, unlocking different carriages, different carts that you can put on there, like a mail carriage, a buffet cart and stuff like that. You get lots of add-ons for your trains to make them more reliable, to make them faster. You can also buy personnel as well. You can also go through the tech tree for the cities, which bring in more business to the city, more people to the city. There's 300 bits of tech to unlock in this game. So there's a lot to keep you occupied. You don't just sit there like a prick watching the game play. There is always stuff to do, and expansion is the name of the game. You might start off with one line coming into a city, then it might end up as 8 lines going into a city with crisscrosses and bridges and tunnels and all sorts. The population just goes up so fast if you're supplying a city with all its needs, and industry just expands so fast, and you constantly buy. And it's just one of them games that if you love making money in a simulator, you will enjoy this game. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I have thoroughly enjoyed my time in this game. 22 hours played, and I want to go and play it again. It's that type of game. It could have been so much better, so much better. There's a lot of annoying things in this game. For example, there's the random voices that you get. Like, if you win an auction to buy a train, you'll get a voice saying, "You won the auction, but what are you going to do with it now?" Well, it's a fucking train. What do you think I'm going to do? Stick it up my arse? Shitty voices all the time, just annoying me. I don't know if I'm going to check to see if you can switch them off. Be right back. Yeah, you can. You can switch them off. I've gone through 22 hours of torment. But there's a slider that I could have just switched the off. That's a bell for me, guys. Another thing that could annoy people about this game is that everything seems to move very, very quickly. You can spread out so fast in this game, just if you have the money, just building a station, getting the other station where it's going to be going to, putting the line down, getting a train on the track. It all happens in seconds, and you're earning money, just instantly pretty much in this game. There doesn't seem to be any kind of time delay on stuff like this, which means that as you get huge, it does get a bit overwhelming with everything flying around and what's going on. It happens so damn quickly. Very unrealistic as well, in the sense of you couldn't possibly have set all this stuff up. Now, obviously we know it's a game and not a simulation, but for me, I would like the whole thing just slowing down a little bit. It should take a little bit longer to put the track down. It shouldn't just instantly go down. I love the way you do lay the track, but it should be building in bits, like one rail at a time, and the trains shouldn't go quite as fast as they do. It all makes for the game to be a little bit ridiculous, but having said that, it is still fun in that sense. It is still, they've managed to still keep the fun there despite the shortcomings of the speed. It would have just been nice if it was a little bit slower. So overall, it is a really deep, fun game that could have been a lot better than it is, but it's still a very good game. Is it worth 40 smackaroonies, guys? 40 stinky ones. 4 Ayrtons. 8 Skies. Is it? Is it? Is it? Well, that depends on how you're dressed while you're listening to this WAB. Do you have glasses? If you have glasses, that's instantly 50% there. Glasses. Do you have a hairstyle that will never ever pull a woman? Like, we're talking the fringe. Do you? If you have glasses and a fringe, just go buy 2 copies. Just go and buy it. If you have that. If you have a hairstyle that's kind of stylish, you may be in trouble. You may be in trouble unless you own a Marvel t-shirt. If you own a Marvel t-shirt, you're pretty much there with a semi-stylish haircut. If you have a shirt collar that resembles a kite, go and buy it. Any kind of brown trousers, go and buy straight away. If you own a Peugeot, just go and buy it. Buy a couple of copies. But if you're like me, a sad old man with a wooden bladder who sits in front of a PC most of the day, hoping one day to get his big break, but knowing he never will, because he can't stand controllers, consoles, fanboys, millennials, loot crates, and all the stuff that everybody else loves, then it's definitely worth a buy. I'm just kidding, guys. It is a good game, this, but, you know, £40, no multiplayer, no big map to play across in one sitting. This is a middle thumb, if ever. This is a middle... Look, what I'll say is, look, if this is your type of game, you might as well go and buy it, because we hardly have any games like this, and this is the best looking one of the bunch, and it does play really, really well. So because it has no competition, I'm probably going to say, yeah, it's worth a buy.